Hi, Taurus. This is going to be your reading for the end of the year 2022. I'm going to do this quick shuffle and then I'll get into the cards. All right. Okay. Oops. What do we have in store for Taurus for the end of the year 2022? Okay, this feels good. All right, I'm just gonna flip the cards over and then we'll see where we are. All right. Okay. All right. So Taurus. Now in this first row here, we have the things going on up to this point in the year, right? What's been going on for you this year? And we have the Queen of Cups, we have the Nine of Cups, and we have the Four of Swords. Man, this is great because the Queen of Cups is it's your intuition card, right? And it sounds like you've really been able to tap into that intuitive part of yourself. And since you've been doing that, right, you're feeling very happy. This is the Nine of Cups. It's your cup's overflowing, right? You have everything you need. You've been sharing, you've been generous with what you have, with your emotions. And you've also been, you've been spending time at home, I'm getting, and you've been really just sitting in the mindset of, I have enough, and that's wonderful, right? And also with this intuition card, I'm also feeling like because of that, because you've really been sitting in your emotions and your emotional self, this has been a very healing time for you. I really get this sense of knowing that in order for you to grow and expand, you need to take time to heal. And healing is about finding balance. And that's why this card is Jupiter in Libra. So it sounds like that's what's been going on for you this year is a lot of big healing stuff. I really like that for you, Taurus. Now, right now, so at the present time, we're headed into Thanksgiving here. And so we have the potential to be around a lot of family and friends. And I know that when I'm around my family, I can want to defend and protect myself and what I have, because your family can be very judgmental. And what I have here is the Seven of Wands, which is the protecting what you've earned in your life, protecting your ideas and your inspiration, what you're doing. It's definitely a card of action, but it's a card of being able to stand up for yourself because you're strong enough, right? And it's a card of action. So I feel like this week you are going to be defending yourself, and you're going to have to you have the Temperance card here, so I feel like you're going to have to balance that out, right? The protection with also nurturing, okay? And I get that nurturing because the Temperance card represents Sagittarius, but it represents kind of fire and water, which when you mix fire and water, the fire goes out, correct? So they're not compatible, but they can be used together, right? To grow, to move yourself forward and to grow. And I think what you're going to need to do is not just rely on the fire. You're going to have to rely on your intuition and your emotions, which is something you've been sitting in all year, right? So you should be able to take the fire, take the water, mix them together, and when that happens, right? When they blend together, it's called alchemy. But when things blend like that, then you'll be able to communicate effectively. People will be able to hear you, and they'll be receptive to you when you're from a temperate place. Because the card before Temperance is death. And I think about, you've had to change and transform yourself this year, I think. And I really think that right now, as you're around your family, Taurus, you're really going, or around your partner's family, whatever it may be, you're going to need to sit in the balanced, alchemized energy of water and fire mixed together. It's just what you're going to have to do to make it through. And people are going to be receptive to you if you do that. Now, in the future, we have some interesting, I'm trying to figure this out a little bit because it's interesting cards together. You have the Seven of Swords, you have the Strength card, and you have the Nine of Wands. So you're definitely like, you have these two sevens right next to each other. And so there's kind of this energy of like, you're not telling people the full story. Like you're protecting yourself to the point of secrecy. And that's okay. It sounds like you need to do it. It sounds like you don't have a choice because you're really trying to protect yourself. And, you know, the card below it, you have the Strength. So you know that by not speaking about this at this time, whatever the situation is, it allows you to build up that reserve strength, and you're going to need that reserve going forward, because the next card you have is the Nine of Wands, and the Nine of Wands is like you're getting really close to some sort of completion in your life. And you know, this is the moon in Sagittarius, and right now we're entering into a new moon in a couple days, which is in Sagittarius. And I think, you know, we're going to need to learn some things here in the short-term future here. By the end of the year, I think you're going to be in this learning mode here at the end of the year. And you're going to be relying on that Sag energy of expansion, right? And you don't have any, you do have this Jupiter energy here. I'm wondering, this card is, I'm very curious what this card is. This card is going to connect the whole reading. I'm going to go ahead and pick this now because I'm very curious what this is. The Two of Swords. Okay. Yeah. Okay, I see. So what's happening here is, like I said, what do we do? Do we defend and protect? Are we secret? Are we going to be very secret? Is there going to be some secrecy here? Are we going to just use our fire? Or are we going to use the water as well? And the water represents your emotions. So tap into your inspiration, the thing that you're inspired, whatever project it is that you're really passionate about right now. Take a step back and dive into your intuitive self, right? Use that Queen of Cups energy. And you're going to have to use that as your guide, because you're going to feel very torn at certain points during the next week, right? Thanksgiving, you're going to feel torn and you're going to want to rely on that fire. You can't do that, right? When those judgments come up, when people's judgments come up, lean into the water, right? Lean into your emotions, lean into your intuition, your gut, right? And instead of just spitting out what you want to say, right, in a kind of a forceful way, in a protecting kind of way, dip your toe into your emotions, right, and feel what your intuition is saying. And I think what your intuition is probably going to say is, maybe there's a better way to describe what's going on. And it's going to be about relating to other people and using the right words to describe what's going on with you. You don't want to shock people. You want to show people that you've come to this place of great balance with the Temperance card, right? You're really there and you're ready to move on to the next phase in your life. And this is going to be a big test for you, I think, this week, especially. I want to see what's in the bottom of the deck. This is going to be your advice from tarot for the week. And how are we going to get through this? How are we going to live in the moment, right? During this Thanksgiving around our family and not just freak out, right? Because we have an active choice here. The Chariot. That is really nice. I love this card. This is Cancer's card. It's the Passion Purpose card. And it is really just, I mean, look at riding the wave, right? Ride your intuition, feel your intuition, sit into that. Because as soon as you do that, you'll be able to tap into that fiery energy without it taking over. And because you're tapped into your soul purpose in life. That's what the Chariot's all about, is that feeling of being tapped into our essence. And when you're tapped into your essence, then you don't have to defend yourself, right? You can just be in that moment and be in yourself. And I like that a lot. Now let's see what advice the moon has for you. This is my Moononlogy deck. And I just want to see, Taurus, what advice the moon has for you for the end of the year 2022. Here we go. Nope. This card right here. What do you need to release, Taurus? Yeah, you have got to release, and this is based on this reading here. What I think you need to release is this constant need to defend yourself, because you don't need to defend yourself when you're in this temperate place. And what do you need to release? You need to release the aggression. The aggression towards someone challenging you, right? Because people are going to challenge you all the time, but you've got to just sit in yourself and you're going to be fine. And I like that. That's great. All right, Taurus. I really love you. I love my Taurians. Like I said, I'm a Taurus and I identify really heavily with other Taurians, and I know what I need to release, and I hope that I'm able to manage it, and I hope that you all are able to as well. Have a lovely rest of your year, and stay tuned for some more readings. Thanks, guys.